rock! We're saved!
Sure, we're saved. Now give me some pizza!
No, really, Squid! We're saved! We're saved! We're saved! We're
No,
saved!
no, cut that out!
Save! 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 We are saved!
That's just a stupid boulder!
It's not just a boulder! It's a rock! A rock! A rock!
What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. In this video, we're going to go over a topic that I absolutely love talking about as a content creator, and that is the best free agents available that the Atlanta Falcons should at least consider targeting. And this is one of my favorite things to talk about because when it comes to free agency, nothing is impossible, right? Like, we always want to make the excuse of, oh, this team doesn't have enough cap space, they can't trade for him. Oh, this player, the team said that they're not going to release him, he's not going anywhere. And then the very next day, something wild happens, and you're like, what? I would say the last two off seasons, or no, take that back, the last three have been insanely wild. Like, we just saw like OBJ go to the Browns, and then we saw Tom Brady go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals, and then JJ Watt, everyone was like, yeah, he's going to be a Giant, he's going to be a Brown, he's going to be a Bill, and then he's a Cardinal. What? When were the Cardinals in that discussion? So keep in mind, if there's any player on this list where it sounds like impossible, no, there's no way we're going to get him. Keep in mind, it's not impossible. Like, the Falcons could get whoever they want. I don't care about cap space. I don't care about franchise tags, whatever. Nothing is impossible. So, in this list, we're going to go over the players that I feel could be beneficial for this Falcons team, not just in 2021, but also moving forward. And we're going to go over all of that starting right now. So here it is. Here is my list of the 2021 NFL free agents that the Atlanta Falcons should at least consider targeting, at least to consider sitting at the business meeting and going over, okay, is this player going to fit our scheme? Is this player a good influence in the locker room? Is he as good as everyone makes him out to be on the field? Just typical things NFL coaches and GMs talk about in the offseason. So most of these players on this list, I feel, I don't know if any of them really have a chance of going to the Falcons, but at the same time, just like I said in the intro, anything is possible. So here are a lot of players that I have on this list. I have 6 players that I'm going to go over, and I feel most of this is pretty agreeable, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. The first player that I feel the Atlanta Falcons should consider targeting is AJ Bouye, the corner from the Denver Broncos. Now, is he who he once was? No. He's definitely not that 2017 AJ Bouye with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was this near lockdown corner. He was just so freaking good, right? Like, he might not be that anymore, but I still feel he can do some pretty good things for your team. And not to mention that I feel when he's alongside a really good corner, he can benefit really well. Like when he was alongside Jalen Ramsey, yeah, he's kind of sort of locked down. He is so freaking good. And then when he left Jalen Ramsey's team to go to the Denver Broncos, yeah, they kind of don't really have a corner named Jalen Ramsey. And AJ Bouye was, fine. He was pretty good, but he wasn't necessarily that, elite near lockdown corner like he was in Jacksonville. But if he goes to Atlanta, now I'm not saying AJ Terrell is at the same level as Jalen Ramsey, but I still think he's a good corner, and AJ Bouye could benefit from that. And also, AJ Terrell could benefit from how AJ Bouye is, so both of them could work really good together, and why not just have two AJs at corner anyway, right? Like, we have an AJ Terrell and an AJ Bouye. And another thing is, for Pete's sake, anything is better than Isaiah Oliver, for crying out loud. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about his future here in Atlanta. We haven't heard if he's going to get cut. We haven't heard if he's going to stay on the team. We just haven't heard anything about Isaiah Oliver, despite the fact on how freaking not so good Isaiah Oliver is. Now, yeah, he got a little better in 2020 at the end, but I still don't think he did enough to tell me he's a good football player. So for Pete's sake, I would have someone start over Isaiah Oliver. And heck, maybe Isaiah Oliver could learn something when he's sitting behind a veteran in AJ Bouye. I don't know, just something to think about. The next free agent on this list, this is one that a lot of people talk about, and I guess I understand why. It would be Shaquille Barrett, the edge rusher from Tampa Bay. He is just as good as advertised, really. And also the Falcons really need help at pass rush because this is a problem every single year. Now, do I think the Bucs are going to give Shaquille Barrett to a divisional rival? Probably not. Now, I know what you might say. Oh, but the Bucs gave Dirk Cutter to the Atlanta Falcons, so that's giving something away to a divisional foe. They gave Jameis Winston to a divisional foe in the New Orleans Saints. So what makes you think that they can't give away Shaquille Barrett to a divisional foe? Well, here's the difference. Jameis Winston and Dirk Cutter, I know Dirk Cutter's not a player, but I think you know where I'm trying to go here, is Dirk Cutter and Jameis Winston are not necessarily as beneficial as Shaquille Barrett. The Bucs were kind of aware that those two guys are not necessarily super beneficial, so they gave them away, not necessarily to laugh at those other teams, but to just kind of be like, you can take him, I don't want him. Shaquille Barrett is a bit of a different story. He's a little beneficial. I don't know if the Bucs would really want to give him away, but I don't know. I guess you never know. Either way, the Falcons should find a way to get this guy. I feel it'll probably cost a lot. Like, they might have to give away a lot to get Shaquille Barrett, but it could be worth it. And then kind of like AJ Terrell and AJ Bouye, now on pass rush we have two Jarretts, apparently. Like, we have Grady Jarrett, Shaquille Barrett. But anyway, like that matters. The next free agent on this list is Justin Simmons, who had himself a pretty breakout 2020 season, to be honest with you, with the Denver Broncos. I believe, if I remember it correctly, he was 11th overall in the league. That gave up, the least amount of receptions, somewhere around there. So he really was not locked down, but he just was a pretty good safety. He had himself a really good safety, he had himself a really good year with the Denver Broncos. So listen, man, I'm all in for grabbing a really good safety. And also, to be honest with you, the Falcons are in a complete rebuild mode at safety anyway, because the only safety they have pretty much is Jalen Hawkins. They actually released DeMonte KZ, Ricardo Allen, and Keanu Neal. So honestly, I don't think anyone's really arguing that we should get pretty much any safety that's available, because it's like, I mean, who else do we have? So listen, I am down for whoever we get at safety, but hey, Justin Simmons to me would be a pretty good fit here in Atlanta. And same could be said about Anthony Harris, who, according to Pro Football Focus, I guess, he was the second highest graded safety in the league, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. But just like Justin Simmons, he also had himself a pretty breakout season in 2020. He also was really, really good. And he did some pretty nice things for the Minnesota Vikings defense. And also, it really helps that he was alongside Harrison Smith with the Vikings. So he definitely knows a little bit from him as well. So you definitely have some tips and tricks from that Minnesota safety position, I guess, and they could bring that to Atlanta. And then, just like the previous thing I said, is listen, I am down for any safety we grab because we are rebuilding at that position, so why not? Now, the next player on my free agent 2021 list that the Falcons should consider targeting is definitely a big risk, but hey, that's what the NFL is all about, right? That's what life is all about. You have to take huge freaking risk, and that is with Melvin Ingram, the edge rusher from the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, this is a big risk because no, he's not who he once was, and yes, he is very injury prone. So it kind of makes you think, are we seriously going to get this guy for nothing if he's just going to get injured and he's not even who he once was? Well, like I said, NFL is all about risk. You can't play the safe game like the Falcons have been doing for a long time with Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff. They were always like Vic Beasley hasn't really been doing anything with this team, but give him a chance. We don't need a replacement just yet. Give him a chance. That wasn't going to work out. And then, Ricardo Allen is a leader on the team. Yay, everyone likes him. His production hasn't been nearly the same, but hey, he's a leader. Like, in the NFL, you have to take risk. If something isn't working out, go fix it. And Melvin Ingram, when healthy, is one of the best edge rushers in the game. You saw that when he was with the Los Angeles Chargers. He made the Chargers defense really freaking good. Not to mention he was working alongside Joey Bosa, so he might know some things that Joey Bosa did and can bring it with Grady Jarrett and the Falcons pass rush. And why not? This Falcons pass rush needs a lot of help anyway. So I say take the risk. It is a big risk, but to me, I think if he's healthy, it could really freaking work out. And then the last free agent on this list is Aaron Jones. Just pretty obviously, this is not even self-explanatory. Aaron Jones is a good running back. Falcons need help at the running back position. Why not grab Aaron Jones? And that is my list of the 2021 NFL free agents that the Atlanta Falcons should at least consider targeting. What do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Other than that, I will see you guys with a video this Tuesday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Love and appreciate you all for the support. And as always, rise up.